Sync audio. Okay, this is David Kelly G or David Vermouth or Vermouth. Vermouth. I want to go back over my complaint with the Brockport police and then the problems following it up. So I brought up Google Earth here, and you're going to kind of see pretty much matches my outline. Owens Road, it's over here on this map. It's right there. The cops pulled in right in that area. Came around here, the Monroe County cop, and flew through that parking lot. Now, as you can see, that parking lot has plenty of room for both two cars on each side and a big lane for kids to ride their bicycles in the middle of the road. Now, over here, there should be a pond. I can't really spot the pond, but according to the police, there's another pond around here. I'm not sure where it is. I've kind of documented the first part of my complaint. Now I'm going to go back over the call I got from KORN, who gave me a very weird badge number and an IBM badge number. So this is right from my master audio, and I'm not going to bother talking over myself this time. That's the name of it. That's the date. OB7K487.
Yes, 15 and 5015, and it's Sergeant KORN, KORN.
What is your badge number?
It's kind of complex. We're such a small police department. There's only 15 people, so my badge number is 1515. But then we have another identifying number which people find helpful, so I give it out. It's 5015, and that's called our IBM number.
Okay. Well, I am voice recording and videotaping this call. Do you have access to a computer?
Yes.
Okay, could you Google search or go to YouTube and just type in Killer Cow Studio? No. Or you could Killer Cow Studios, or you could go to Dave Vermouth, Vermouth, and I posted my initial, at least, concern with the Brockport police this morning.
Okay. What,
It'd probably be easier if you just watch my video, because I'm going to explain everything you need to hear in my video. And as what I'll do is, when you get a chance, listen to it and give me a call back, and I'd be happy to pursue the conversation further.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the name of the channel, sir?
Killer Cow Studio or Facebook. Dave Vermouth, Vermouth, and my profile is public.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else that I could?
No, that's basically it. But I would like you to look at it, and let me know who I should bring it to, if you can't answer any questions.
Okay. I mean, sometimes I just don't want to be going down the wrong direction here.
Okay, well, it's a very short video.
Me either.
5 minutes. And the longer we talk, you could probably be watching the video, sir. So I appreciate your time. And I'm not going to bother you anymore tonight. And that's how it's done.
Bitches.
Bullet time.
Oh, yeah.
Painkiller Life Story. Uploading.
And the Monroe County cop went around there. I'm thinking he ate a donut. Maybe he had a cup of coffee, got an emergency call, and he was supposed to be about 20 miles away and had to fly out of there. So he'd be in his right jurisdiction where he was supposed to be to pick up an emergency call. And then the Brockport police, I think, kind of covered for him, throwing me a bullshit story about an autistic kid in a pond. I'm sure that's all documented. We can get all that on Freedom of Information. Just like we can get the chief of the Brockport police with badge number 206 kind of lying to me. and then giving me an attitude, wanting to know exactly where I lived. Why would the chief of Brockport want to know where I live when I'm simply trying to bring a complaint about a Monroe County cop speeding out of Francis' apartments shortly after I requested the Brockport police let me know how to report someone speeding through the parking lot. And he sped and went left, and there's a pond over to the right. And then the chief of police kind of lied about it. The sergeant called me back twice. Sergeant's first call, badge 3953. Sergeant called me again, badge number 3953. Both times I believe he called me from 428-6666. And that's the phone number I called later to check up the operator so I could speak to a sergeant, and she referred me to Sergeant KORN back in Brockport, who called me from a 333-6431 phone number and told me his badge number was 5015, which seems like 5015150. And then he said they're a small department, and there's only 15 people, so they couldn't give everyone a badge number of like 1, 2, 3, up to 15. But because it was so small, they need to do 5015.00 VQ IBM badge number. So I hope this helps clarify a little bit more of Sergeant KORN's call. And again, the 428-6666 phone number that I had to call the operator from, and that the sergeant managed to call me from, but then KORN called me back from a 333 number. Now, I'd call that back, as I kind of think it might be his private number, but I'm not an investigative journalist. And so far, the investigative journalists here in Rochester I've documented when you call their news lines, there's no one available to pick up the news calls. So I spent the last 2 days emailing and calling them. I've spoken to 2 people. One at Channel 10, I think of one at Channel 8. I let them both know I posted the first video. And then I posted the second video. And I let them both know they could call me right on my phone number, 481 blank blank blink blank. And I didn't get a phone call. That's why I want to go to 96 WCMF, because they're a radio station. And radio stations have a little bit more independence, even though it is, what do you guys, Clearwater or Sinclair? Even though all the media in the country is owned by about 4 or 5 companies, which are probably conglomerates and owned by maybe one big one. But I don't want to get crazy talking about conspiracies. I had 2 beers last night, and I still have an empty pipe of K2. So I'm not exactly high, because I haven't smoking anything, and I'm not exactly drunk, and if I was, it was 2 empty beers. So I want to post this. I'm going to post this. Yeah, I'm probably going to take that other pinned comment down, where I had to show how many times I had to back this shit up. And very quickly, if I can get to my YouTube page, I can show you some of my backed up calls. Let me turn up my volume.
Watch my video. I don't have to make me explain it. Let's get this guy's badge number. I'm going to have him sit down. I'm going to show him this empty bowl of weed. Sorry for getting snippy, but no K2. He gives me a bullshit line here. My crack pipe. And I'm going to record that on audio and on video. So, let's hope they don't fuck with me. I'm getting a call.
Now, I hope that's not too confusing. I'm videotaping a copy of my videotape from YouTube where KORN got me to give my last name and spell it out for him, even though KORN was calling me and should know my name and last name. I'm surprised he didn't ask me for my address, but here's KORN.
Hello. Hello, this is Sergeant Corn of the Rockford Police Department. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. May I ask who I'm speaking to, please?
Sure. You're calling me and you don't know who you're talking to. My name's Dave.
Okay. And your last name, sir?
Okay, so KORN is calling Dave, and he knows my last name, and now he wants me to spell it for him again. So I think this guy is corrupt as fuck. And I'm sitting in my own house, talking, while narrating a video for my YouTube channel. So I think I can call him a fuck if I want to in my personal life. And the chief of police, he's kind of a dipshit. I won't call him a fuck because, he'll probably arrest me. But badge number 3953, that guy's a moron. And I illustrated it on my other video. And I have all the source tapes of that video. So if you can't hear it and I'm not clear, I can explain it again. Oh, it's 7629. That was probably one of the first cops I called. Initially. It was probably the second operator, actually. And I got her to give me her badge number. Because the first person who called me wanted to know my name and address. And you're starting to understand where I was calling from. So I told them. And then they wanted to know my phone number. So I gave it to them. Then they wanted to know, how do I spell my name? And at this point, I spell my name Batman. And if you need further clarification, you can call me Dave Wayne. Now, this just happened to me yesterday at work and this morning. So I put up a lot of videos, and I talked over a bunch of them. So I'm not doing that this time. Just playing you my source tapes. I have all my source tapes. And that also includes a complaint against the Rochester General Hospital. If you guys would like to look at that as well, because I kind of have a good memory. And especially when I can use my own memories to reflect on my memories, which helps me jog fresh memories, I can kind of put things back together fairly accurately. Brad Schilling at the Rochester General Hospital told me I couldn't. The psychologist there at Rochester General also told me I was delusional and she would prove it by looking at a phone that I left at home. And I distinctly told her, how the fuck are you going to check my phone at home to determine whether or not I sent weird blue texts? That was a month ago. Right before that happened, I missed 2 phone calls from 428-6666. Before my burglar alarms went off, before I went out and met the cops and allowed them to escort me to the hospital, even though they had no legal basis to do so. So I'd kind of like the media to pick up the fucking ball here. Or you guys are a joke, and I will call you and document it what a joke you are. Just like I documented this call. So I'm backing this up both ways as usual. The story and the video. This is Dave Vermouth, also known as Batman or Dave Kelly, my middle name G, my legal last initial, which KORN, again, needed me to tell him as he called me. So, I don't know. Seems like a story to me. CMF don't pick it up? I don't know. I'll just post this shit on YouTube and get everybody I know to like and share it. And then get one of those persons to like and share it. And so on and so forth. Then,
in time, this will come back to fucking haunt them. So I'm checking out right now. 10 o'clock, Saturday, June 11th. ABC. That's just the way I close my videos. ABC 123 DKG. Thank you for listening.